Good morning, my name is Matthew Hugo from Weather Commerce, and this is this morning's weather brief on Monday the 18th of April. Today's weather brief will cover a summary on the West European 5-day average temperatures, the UK, Europe, Scandinavian precipitation, and finally global weather alerts. We will start by taking a summarised look at the mean surface temperatures across Europe. Between days 11 and 15, today the latest forecast models signal temperatures to be either near or trending slightly above climate averages by between 1 and 3 degrees, and particularly across central and western areas of Europe in particular. Also, just as a quick reminder that the best performing model is shown in yellow, and that the temperature value with them in the middle of the pie chart is the climate average. Between days 6 and 10 there is some model divergence, with for example the latest EC deterministic having temperatures slightly below climate averages. However, this model is being classed as a cold outlier, and the majority of the available forecast models signal temperatures to be either near or still trending slightly above climate averages, particularly across central and western areas of Europe in particular. And within the short term, over the next 2 to 5 days, confidence levels are high for temperatures to be at least 2 or 3 degrees above climate averages across the majority of Europe, though perhaps trending at least 4 or perhaps even 5 degrees above climate norms across parts of the UK, France and Benelux, for example, as very mild if not warm conditions dominate across these areas. And now taking a look at the United Kingdom in some closer detail, and over the next 2 to 5 days, despite some slight variation in relation to just how significantly above climate averages temperatures will be, I believe that temperatures will be at least 3 or perhaps 4 degrees above climate norms. The latest weather chart for Friday the 22nd of April helps to illustrate why temperatures are likely to be above average, as an area of high pressure dominates across Scandinavia and combines with low pressure to the west of the UK to produce a very mild or warm south or southeasterly air mass across the majority of the UK, particularly towards and beyond the latter half of the coming week. Between days 6 and 10 there once again continues to be some model divergence. However, the majority of the available forecast models still signal temperatures to be at least 3 or perhaps 4 degrees above climate averages, as mild or if not warm conditions continue to dominate across the majority of the United Kingdom as we move towards and beyond the weekend of the 23rd and 24th of April. Within the longer term, as we move towards the end of April and just into the opening few days of May, confidence levels are medium or perhaps medium to high for temperatures to slightly drop and become perhaps 1 or 2 degrees above climate averages. However, I have high confidence to suggest that throughout the next 7 to 14 days, temperatures across the UK are likely to be at least 2 or 3 degrees above climate norms. And now taking a look at the expected European temperatures in some closer detail, and between days 11 and 15 there is some model consistency from over the weekend and also during the latter half of last week for temperatures across the majority of Europe to be either near or trending slightly above climate averages, but particularly across central and western areas of Europe in particular. The latest France model comparison graph helps to illustrate this situation, as you can see within a highlighted red circle that between days 11 and 15 temperatures are forecast to be generally at least 2 or 3 degrees above climate averages. As a result, the longer term across many central and western areas of Europe is likely to be warm or potentially very warm for the time of year. Between days 6 and 10 there is some model divergence and uncertainty, and as a result confidence levels are only medium at best. However, at the present time, and taking into some consideration model consistency from previous days, temperatures are still likely to be trending slightly above climate averages, particularly across central and western areas of Europe in particular. The latest model comparison graph from Benelux helps to illustrate this expected temperature trend, and as you can see, during the middle of the forecast period, the majority, if not all, of the available forecast models have temperatures at least 3 or 4 degrees above climate averages. As a result, confidence levels are medium to high to suggest that many central and western areas of Europe are likely to be warm or potentially very warm within the 6 to 10 day time period. Finally, within the short term, over the next 2 to 5 days, confidence levels are high, as you can see from all the available forecast models, to suggest that temperatures will be at least 4 or 5 degrees above climate averages across many central and western areas of Europe in particular, with parts of the UK and Benelux, for example, having temperatures at least 5 or 6 degrees above climate norms, in what is expected to be a warm or potentially very warm 2 to 5 days ahead. Now taking a look at the expected precipitation totals across Scandinavia, and with the exception of some far northwestern areas of Norway over the next 7 to 14 days, where precipitation totals are forecast to be either near or trending slightly above climate averages, the majority of Scandinavia is forecast to have precipitation totals below or potentially well below climate norms, particularly across central and southern areas of Norway and also Sweden, where little or no significant rainfall is expected for the next 7 to 14 days as high pressure dominates the weather. We're taking a look at global weather alerts which highlight significant deviations from normal, and the trend continues for many central and also northwestern areas of Europe to have significantly below average precipitation due to high pressure dominating the weather over the next 7 to 10 days at least, with many areas experiencing less than 25% of normal precipitation totals. Also, precipitation totals are forecast to be well below climate averages across many central and western areas of Australia over the next 7 to 14 days, as little or no measurable rainfall is expected as drought-like conditions become increasingly expected. Finally, the trend continues today from many central and northeastern areas of the United States and also into southeastern areas of Canada for precipitation totals to be well above climate averages over the next 7 to 14 days, with perhaps in excess of 5 or 6 inches of rainfall possible. Some severe thunderstorm activity is also expected, along with some tornadic activity. Thank you for listening to today's weather brief. Goodbye.